Hey everyone, welcome to Monday Night Live. I am super, super excited about tonight because we have the one and only Sally Baas on here with us. And she is just amazing, super fun, super sweet, super kind, and cares for people. And it is very evident if you get the pleasure of meeting her in person. So, having said that, hello, Sal.
Hello.
Well, thanks for being here. Okay, so we want to start off by just hearing a bit of your story. How did Plexus even come into your life?
Well, first of all, thank you for asking me, Rachel. It's a huge honor to be on this call. Oh my word, I love all of you guys. So thank you so much. I'm just excited to hang with you tonight, for real. Never done this, so this is a huge honor. And yeah, I'm excited to share my story. So yeah, actually in August, it was 9 years. So Brittany, Christina, and I have kind of like grown up in Plexus together. It was 9 years in August, and I still can't believe it. Some days it's like, I can't believe I've been doing this for almost 10 years, but it has been a ride and it has been an amazing journey. I started from my health. A lot of you guys probably know Jamie Haskin. She's my upline. Her and my twin sister Sue, we all live in the same community, 20 miles apart, same church, same little school, same network. And Jamie started sharing about Plexus, and Sue and I had a lot of health issues, me more than Sue, but I had a lot of health issues. And what Jamie was sharing really resonated with what we had going on with our health. And so Sue and I are like, we got to do this. We got to do this. So Sue signed up under Jamie, and 2 weeks later, I signed up under Sue. And so, yeah, the three of us just kind of went to the top together, including my diamond, Chris Rosenkrantz, which you guys probably know too. I had a really good, positive, just experience with the products helping my health issues, pretty quickly. But, we were so unhealthy financially as well. And we had a lot of debt. Eric worked a lot. I worked part-time. We wanted to send our kids to Christian school where Eric and I both graduated from. It was very important to us, but it was really hard to afford that. And we were just hurting. We had some months where we had to call my parents and have them pay for our electric bill. So we had lights for the month. It was really hard. And so, in order for me to try these products, I needed to turn around and get them paid for really quickly. So I literally clicked the Triplex purchase button and turned around and posted on Facebook immediately. I had no idea really what the Plexus products were going to do for me. I didn't know anything about gut health. I just knew I needed to get the products paid for because we did not have it in our budget to pay for these. Um, and so I went silver within the first 30 days. And they were my dearest friend and two other people on my Facebook, that saw my post. And I can't remember the exact timeline of when I ranked gold, senior gold. I do remember I double ranked ruby, senior ruby back to back months, and then emerald in 19 months. I do know that. And then sapphire was a year after that, and diamond was exactly a year after that. So diamond in about 3.5 years. And then I'm ruby on my re-entry now. So yeah, it's been incredible. Just mostly the financial piece because we were so just really hurting. And I remember specifically one night sitting on my bed in our old house, and Eric came home from work 10 o'clock at night, just exhausted. And I just remember just sobbing, like, Lord, let this be our answer because it's so heavy. It's just so heavy, the financial burden. And he's working so much. And it was just really hard. And I remember journaling, and I was reading a John Maxwell book, and I remember journaling. And I just remember being like, telling myself, like, this is it. I know this is it. I believe this is it. God brought it to me for a reason. This is going to be our answer. And it was. It took a lot of grit and time and rejection and personal growth and some spankings that I needed to get over and learn and stuff like that. But man, it's just been amazing. So
Okay, well, I can relate to the spankings. I get them too.
that's how we learn.
So
Uh,
you were saying in the beginning, like you knew you had to get your products paid for. So was there something like that Jamie or that Sue said that like I don't know, something they said that you were like, yes, there's definitely an opportunity here. Or how were you so inspired that you ordered and then posted? Because I did not move that quickly. I know a lot of people don't. So was there something there, something they said or did that inspired you to just go and do?
So not really big vision because we didn't really talk about that then. We were more like, uh, we have to get my products paid for. So I'm going to tell the person who joins me, do you want to get your products paid for with me? That's seriously how we worded it and what we did. Like if you can't afford it, here's what you can do. You can share with people, put a post on Facebook. And that's all we did. And it just went like wildfire. So many people needed the products. And so our teams just flew really fast through the ranks. Like I was talking to Jamie about this, and we were just like, gosh, it's hard to even remember sometimes like what happened because it happened fast. Some of the months went really fast and our ranks went really fast. And so mostly I can tell you we were freaking excited. We were so excited all the time. And that is so important in your business. You have got to constantly be excited and have enthusiasm about what you're doing. People have to hear it in your voice. They have to see it on your socials. They have to know what you're selling and sharing is something that they could be excited about too. It really sells, you guys. And so I know that we were excited. I know that we shared with passion and knowing and believing these products could help people and the business opportunity. And so as we kind of kept growing and seeing what the potential was here, then I think we started getting the picture and the vision of wow. I will never forget. And this was a little ways into my journey. Like I said, I hit Emerald in 19 months. And I'll never forget, I was standing on my back porch and I opened the email what we get for getting paid or whatever. And it was $9,000 that I had made that month. And I just sobbed on my back deck. Like I was like, this is it. I could not believe it that this was a possibility. And that was at Emerald, and I was like, there's more to come, right? And so yeah, we just never stopped being excited about what we had here. And my belief was very strong early on because I knew if I didn't have belief in myself that I wouldn't be able to build a strong business here. I needed to know and believe that this was it, that God had given me this to help us, to deliver us. And so I just believed through all the naysayers, through all the negativity, and I had a ton of it, you guys, I had a ton of it. Um, and sometimes, as a Christian, you don't ever want to be, but I'm like, sometimes I want to say, look at me now. I didn't listen to those naysayers and those no's. And I just, blinders on. And if God is for it, nothing else matters, right? If you know that God is calling you there and that's what it is, then nothing else matters. So
Okay, well, that kind of leads into the next question. I don't know if you remember this story time. Okay, so my very first Ruby retreat, which Ruby retreat is so close, and I'm so excited. I'm ready for the karaoke room. My very first Ruby retreat, I just remember April and Christina and Brittany telling us, get one-on-one with a diamond and have a list of questions. I was like, okay, list of questions, got it. So I walk into the karaoke room to sing, obviously, and dance. But I looked back and I knew you were a diamond. I didn't really know you yet. But I was like, she's sitting over there by herself. It's wide open. I gotta go sit by her. So I totally was so nervous. And I came up and I introduced myself and we were just chit chatting. And I asked you the only question I could remember from my list, literally, because I just went blank. It was like I had met a movie star or something. I'm like, I'm by a diamond. But I asked you what your biggest obstacle was on the way to diamond.
Well, I don't know if I remember what I told you. Oh dear. But so I think, there was a lot. And maybe what I was feeling at that time, Rach, when I told you that is maybe different than what I was feeling now. I think the obstacles to get to diamond are always the same, but maybe we see them different ways at different times of our life, right? And so I think for me it was lack of feeling like I didn't need personal growth, feeling like I did not lean into my leadership role pretty much. I didn't realize that I needed to be a strong leader or even what leadership was or lead a team. And so I did not lean into that role at all. And there were times, many times where I bucked book club, I bucked team calls. I did not make it a priority or a non-negotiable in my business for a long time. And I just didn't see the value in it. And that was such a mistake, knowing now, looking back, such a mistake because once I started leaning in and learning about leadership and getting on team calls and book clubs and stuff, it was so obvious that that was helping me be a better leader and growing me in who I was, and that my team was seeing that. They were seeing me show up. So they were showing up and my team was getting stronger. And so I think that was a big part of it. And yeah, I wasn't always coachable, I guess. I wasn't like open to constructive criticism sometimes. I would kind of put up a little wall and not really want to hear maybe how I could grow or do better. And so that was, not mature of me, obviously. And I grew past that. And now I understand the value of all of that. Has to be non-negotiable. Those team calls, those book clubs, those leadership trainings and books and coaching calls and all of that. So is that what I told you?
Not, but I loved your answer.
Oh,
That was
well,
so. So well, and you answered, so that's not something you struggle with. So you're saying as a diamond, personal growth is still top priority for you.
yeah, personal growth is always going to be a huge priority for me. Yeah, absolutely. I think that if you want to keep growing, you never fully arrive. Like just because I'm a diamond ruby, I haven't fully arrived. Like I learn and want to learn something every day, and I have new people coming into my business that are teaching me something every day and different experiences that I'm going through. And so no, you can't ever stop personal growth. It has to be a priority. And mindset work has to be a priority. That was a big one for me. I needed a lot of mindset work and I still struggle with that some days. I don't think that ever fully goes away, but I have come a long ways with that. I was very, I guess you could say negative a little bit. When I started this, I kind of just quickly went to the negative, and sometimes I still have to catch myself because that's an old habit. And but yeah, for the most part, it's just vital to your business. It's vital to your growth, to your team's growth. Yeah, absolutely.
So when you feel like when you get in those moments and you're like, okay, I'm having some mindset issues, what do you do? Like, do you have a go-to like routine or a certain podcast or a book that you go back and reread?
Well, I do daily devotions. That is a non-negotiable 100%. You got to get in the word. And I don't just do devotional book, I open the Bible. I open the Bible, I get in the word. That is very, very important to me daily to do that. And a lot of times that'll lift my spirits. If, we're always doing one book for book club all the time. We're reading a book. And then if, I usually am reading another book besides our book club book that will help. I love Brittany's podcast. I do listen to some, I'm podcast. Brittany is not my number one. Some of the other ones I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I guess I watch more like videos in our team pages that are on mindset work or going back that way. If I feel like I need a little boost, or I will talk to my upline, or do things like that. I pray, I journal. Yeah.
I love that. So basically, all the things you started way back when working on mindset is still the things that continue to keep your mindset where it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Pretty
I
much.
so obviously you're successful. You've had a lot of success here. What do you think, if you could like name a few things, what do you think were like the biggest contributors to your success here?
Mhm. So I would definitely say belief um in all the things. Like when I was starting, I remember I did not have a lot of confidence in myself and belief in myself. Or even belief in what I was doing. I as time went on and my health was making this huge transformation, that started building my belief in the products. And then I remember like a year and a half into my journey, me and Eric were just talking, and he just made this comment to me. And he said, he said, I just can tell that you're more confident in anything that you do with our kids, with at church, just in conversations. And I'm like, gosh, I hadn't really thought of that, but I straight up am more confident. And just going through some personal growth and that sort of thing, it made me a more confident person, and it built my belief. And so the more I believed, the more confident I became. And I knew that I had to have that belief to build a strong business and to help my team understand and have that belief too. A lot of times they had to borrow my belief first, right? You've probably heard that before. Borrow my belief until you get your own. And so you have to be a strong believer in what you're doing. And I also believe that when you are leaving a voice message for a potential, or talking to a new VIP that you would like to have share, if you don't have that belief, they can hear that. They can hear that lack of confidence, and that, maybe you're a little scared or whatever. So fake it until you make it. We say, you got to go in and just be confident with what you're doing. And people really feed off that. And so I think my belief was very strong. Plexus corporate, and I don't know if you've heard of the back office Armageddon, but that was straight up when I was brand spanking new. And we made it through that because again, Fallon's like, let's go, put your blinders on, let's go. And we had so much trouble. People so upset at us, putting posts on Facebook that were negative about Plexus, and don't call Plexus or customer service because it's all this stuff, and we just put our blinders on and kept sharing, and we didn't let that stop us. And we made it through that, and it was because of our belief in what we knew we had here that was just fueling us. And so that, I think, is number one. And number two is consistency. You have got to be consistent with what you're doing. If you are not doing your daily IPA, why? Why not? You got to ask yourself why. If you are not posting and reaching out and following up every single day, what is holding you back from doing that? For 9 years, I have not stopped. I have always done my IPA daily and posted pretty much every day, if not like 4 times a week at least. Consistency with follow-ups is huge. I just recently signed up a girl that I have been talking to pretty much this whole time. It was 8 years. I have did not ever stop following up with her. And so consistency in all the things in IPA, in personal growth, in leadership development, in duplication, the 4 pillars, you got to be consistent in all of it because you can't take time off here and time off there. I have seen on my own team when people do that, it breaks down trust. People don't trust as much when they see the wishy-washy stuff. And so, and then I would say you got to lean into the hard. You have to be okay with getting a no. You cannot be intimidated by a no. I have gotten so many no's in my business, and there was a time where they killed me and I would get sick to my stomach, literally, and I would have like this gross feeling in my stomach and I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can handle one more no. But I can't remember if it was a book or something like go for the nose. They kept saying go for the nose, go for the nose. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Go for the nose. And so that's what I kind of started forming my mindset around, is to start going for a no, because it's planting a seed. And there were times where I would be like sending out the message and they would say, no, thank you. And so what I started doing that has been very fruitful in my business would be to leave a voice message back. Like my initial message wasn't a voice message, it was a written one. And then they would say no. And then I would leave a voice message back to them so they could hear my voice. And I think that's really important. Tone and just for them to hear you and the passion in your voice and stuff is really important. So I would leave a voice message back and I would say, no problem. And I would straight up tell them what Plexus was, what it helped me with as far as my health issues and financial stuff. I left it just like a minute long. And I would just say, well, I just love to share because it helped me with my fibromyalgia and my gut health issues and my blood sugar craving and sugar crashes and cravings and all of that. And so I started doing that. And if you know of anybody who struggles with that, let me know. And I have had people come back, just one actually, girl last week, she's like, oh, wait, she had told me no straight up. And so I said that to her and she said, oh, wait, I have fibromyalgia. That Plexus helps with that. And she said, I have this stuff too. Does it help with that? So don't ever like feel like no is the final answer, right? It just because they say no doesn't mean you can't expand on what you have here to share. And if they have somebody else that will, that they could point in your direction or you could help or whatever. So that's been really beneficial. So don't be intimidated by a no.
Okay, well, I love that. And everybody in the chat was like, well, you're a genius. So I agree. That's such a good idea. Definitely going to start doing that. So you talked about belief a lot. You've mentioned it a lot. So to the person on this call who sees all the potential here, they see all the things, but yet they're still struggling to believe that this could be them, that this could be their solution, that they could actually do this. What would you say to that person?
Well, I would say that's normal a little bit to feel that way. I think that's okay. And I did too. And sometimes we have to find ways to build our belief like I did. And so I would ask what your why is. What do you feel like is holding you back? Why do you not have full belief in this? Talk that out. Get that out in the open. Why? What is it about it? Is it fear? Usually it is. Usually it's a fear of something. I'm afraid to reach out, or I'm afraid what people will think, or I'm afraid of success. A lot of people are afraid of success, and so I think just really getting it out in the open and not being afraid to say why. Why are you, why don't you have belief in this? What is it that you're feeling that is holding you back from believing in this, whether it be yourself or the products or the network marketing model, even that can be a huge, thing for people because it's intimidating a little bit. And there's a kind of a, people talk about network, it can be a negative thing. So I think just asking, having that conversation, not being afraid to bring it up and why, and just getting to the root of that belief and why there's not that belief there. And I would also just say, there are times in your business that are really going to suck and that are really hard. And you're going to have full belief to get through those times. And to do that, you just have to, I believe you have to know and understand that this is a gift from God, that He has put it in your life for a reason, and that there are people out there waiting for you to contact them. They need you, and that God has, them in mind for your business too. And don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of a no. Don't be afraid of, like I said, don't be afraid of um growing yourself or success, or who cares what they say about network marketing? It's not a pyramid scheme. I mean, and I can easily say that now because I'm at the place where I was, but when I was back at that, a little bit like, oh gosh, I'm kind of like, this is a little scary. I don't really know. Um, I think I held on to my why so strong that we needed to get out of this debt and we needed the financial help. And this was the answer for us, that I just pushed through it and just made it happen. And so yeah.
I love that. So you just made a decision that this is what you're going to do, and you pushed your feelings aside.
Mhm.
I love
It's
it.
a choice. It is. It's a choice. Yep.
Okay, so we ask this a lot, and there's always a similar answer, so I have to ask it. If you had to start all over tomorrow, would you go back and do it all over again?
Yes. Yes, absolutely 100% yes. Even the hard, crappy, sucky times I would do again. I had people in my community making fun of me on Facebook, people that I respected, mutual friends, and those of you who live in a small town, can probably relate to what that's like. Everybody knows everybody. And oh, look at those evils twins over there. Look what they're doing. They got wrapped up in a pyramid scheme. It was that kind of negative stuff all over. And it was so hard. It was so hard. My parents and my siblings were embarrassed, for us and what was happening. They weren't really behind us at first. Now they fully are. But there was so much negative stuff and it was really hard. And I would even choose, you guys, to go through that again, because I grew so much from that. And also, guess what? I have helped my team and people that have come alongside of me. I know how to coach them through that now because I've experienced it myself. Right. And so I know exactly, how to help them through that. And every single negative, hard thing that you go through in your life, in your business, whatever, is for a reason. And I am such a strong believer in that because I've seen that so many times in my life and in my team's life. Everything that impacts them in a negative way or that's really hard, I've seen it in, a year down the road or whatever. Oh my word, that's why that happened. We see it now, right? There is such a reason for that. And so I want you to remember, when you're going through a really hard time, just just understand that it's not going to last forever. And it's for a reason. You will be able to move that, your business forward, your whatever, your life forward in a certain way because that happened to you. And so I just am such a firm believer in that, and spinning negative things to be positive. Failure is feedback. We say all the time. We say that on our team a lot. Failure is feedback. If you fail, if it hurts, if it sucks, if it's bad, it's feedback. It's how we grow. I 100% would do it all over again. Yes, so worth it. So worth it. I am not the person I was 9 years ago. Um, I mean, I'm still some of that person, but I have really just, I'm happy with who I am and who God has molded me and shaped me to be through this. I just am so grateful. So grateful.
Well, that is a great place to end. I think that was fantastic. So it is worth it 100%. And I totally agree. You're in the right place. I mean, my little scared to death self to talk to you, how many ever years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, you made a massive impact on me in just that 10 minutes. And then I was like, oh, she's my best friend now. So,
Oh, Rach, that's so sweet. Thank you so much. I love that. And you know, just that right there is such a lesson that we can have an impact on somebody that we don't even think or know that we are going to have an impact on. Like that just to me was a sweet conversation with this sweet, darling little girl, little, you know, Rach, who came up to me and I could tell that you were scared and you were brave. But it was just so, you know, and I love that. And so remember that, you know, you can have an impact on somebody by your words and how you embrace them and how you know, just pour into them. It's a big deal. So yeah, I love that. I just want to quick ask you guys, have you read this book? Okay, good. I wanted to make sure that I figured you probably had, but holy cow, it is really good. And then have you read this one? It's John Maxwell's newest, Jesus, the High Road Leader. Very good. Very, very good too. I wanted to recommend that too. So that's the book I'm reading right now. And then I'm also going through a book study with our some of our team. We're doing 5 levels of leadership again, which hands down one of my favorite books ever. We're doing a book study with that. So we're doing 2 book clubs right now and that book that I'm reading. So I just wanted to put plugs in for those two if you haven't. So
awesome. I know everybody just went and wrote those down or screenshotted them because we have lots of readers on here. So, well, Sal, thank you so much for giving up some of your time tonight to be with us. We so appreciate it. I know you're super busy and can be doing other things. So,
Oh, never too busy for this. Brittany and Christina and all of you guys have poured into us and so many of us so many times. And so I love that we can grow together and help each other in that way. What a gift, you know? And so it was an honor for me to be here. I'm just really grateful for all of you guys. And thank you for just letting me chat with you tonight. And thanks for asking, Rach.
absolutely. All right. Well, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
Yes, can't wait.
Bye.